Hey guys, it's Cards here, and today I have a Harvest Day Attack Strategy Guide tutorial for you. Now, a lot of people still playing this game, still enjoying it, still wanting to learn, new people to the game, and that's why I'm posting this for, so I hope I can help you guys out with some strategy and tactics. Let's talk about the first base tips. You're going to want to right flank around the hill. I'll talk about the other tips. I know they've already gone by. This video is not out of sync, don't worry. And why do we right flank around this big hill? Now, if you go left, there's nothing to give you cover. You can be seen, and there's plenty of wide open area between the base and going left. So that keeps you kind of vulnerable. Going up the middle sometimes could work if they watch out for flanks, but I like to go around the right side. Hill gives you plenty of cover, and look how far you can get behind the enemy here at this base, at the first base. Now, you kind of take an overview. If the tank's still there, like a bad team would do, you can set a C4 trap or even take it. This team was smart enough to take off in the tank, and they usually advance a little too far forward, and that gives us the advantage. I like to have my recon here. Throw a motion mine here shortly after I take out that little shed, and that gives you a clear line of sight to A to defend A. The motion mine gives you the protection you need, so you know you can just arm this gun or even go up to the attic like I put in the tips. The second floor is pretty good. The attic could be better, but kind of doesn't give you as good of an overview on the base. Now the motion mine gives me my protection, and once they try to go arm, I can easily take them out like this, no problem, and there's no chance for them to even get A. Another thing is we spawned in very fast, and half the team is probably not even spawned in yet, because it did show like 11 on 9, 11 on 10. This game will end up being 11 on 11, rest assured. So it's not like we have a big advantage on them at all, and pretty high levels in this game as well. So thanks, dog, I appreciate that. The wind must have blew. B can be destroyed, no big deal for B. I'm not going to really cover too much on B, and let's talk about the second base tips. Second base, you want to right flank again. Second base, again, you can get way behind the enemy, and you can set up a spawn control to where if you're controlling a whole squad, usually these guys are good for a 4-man squad, so keep that in mind as well. I'll show you what we try to do here with my crayon drawing coming up. We're going to try to take control of a line behind this fence here, left, right, and middle. Ain't that into something? The X's mark us. There's the line we're controlling. Now, if we control that line from right, left, and middle, they will spawn in front of us. And if we control the line, they will spawn in them hay bales in the middle. If we're kind of to the left, they'll spawn to the right. If we're kind of on the right, they'll spawn to the left. And that gives 1 or 2 guys, or even the blueberries, to actually go do something. Put a little tip here. Always check the barn. There's usually a scared to death recon sniper in there, and you can usually take him out there. This also gives you an overview again of where all the enemies are located in position. Now we do set up a right and a middle, but we don't really have the left controlled, so they will start spawning to the left. Medic, Taco, and SMR is the guys I'm playing with. I think Medic is taking control of the right side to control the spawns there. I'm in the middle, nobody on the left. I'm trying to find the spawn point here. Now, we could go arm, and that's fine, but this way we have all the defenders in front of us, or at least the ones that are dying and respawning again. Not the people that's probably moved up or hanging around the area. Now we can, since there's 4 of us, we can have 1 guy go or 2 guys go. We just got to know the spawn control we're taking, right or left. We just got to know they're going to be there, and we want to help out our guys that are going to arm by taking out the defenders. So here I see I get a couple shots, can't locate them. I'm going to run up the left side because I think they're going to be spawning over here. I'm going to try to go get B. They already have B. So now I'm going to work on A, and later on in this video I will show you a little tricky spot, little neat spot. You may have known it or not, but I'll show it to you. Here we get A, and the building is already collapsed. So I run all the way around, and now they're kind of behind us, and I'll show you how we get them all spawn trapped on the left shortly here. The best place I see is this collapsed barn, and that's where I end up going and trying to take it, and I think this guy gets the disarm, so good on him. Not very good teamwork for us at the front there. So I'm just trying to find a spot here where I can go and defend this arm, and I spawn in the tank, immediately get out, because I'm going to also, this video is not going to be any vehicle strategy at all. It's going to be all infantry based. So I run back in the barn, and that's a good spot if you can use it without being seen. We're keeping the enemies back in this video. Only thing I'm worried about is this tank, which I think gets me here shortly, but this gives me a really good spot to defend A. And there's always, you know, you could say, well, what if they're in the barn? You could be somewhere else defending, but this is just basic ways, and there's that guy in the middle of the haystack, so good on him. He's doing a great job controlling them haystacks. But again, we're trying to keep people at bay. We have control of where we want, and now we set up the spawn control. Every person you see probably for the next minute is going to be to the left. We have the right side controlled, and now we can easily arm A. We have them all the way back here. If not all of them, we have pretty much 50 to 75% of them. SMR moves up, and after a while they will start spawning to my right again. But right now, you'll see in the next 30 seconds to a minute, every single person will be spawning to the left. And I know a lot of people want to learn about spawn control. It's in every game. There's always people that are good at this game looking out for spawns, and they know where the spawns are, and that just comes with experience with the game. A lot of people know by now since this game's been out for a while, but there's some new people or people that's been playing for a while that don't. So I'm just kind of showing you how we do that. You can see pretty much every one of them spawning to the left, and you'll see that for a little bit longer. But they have no chance to disarm either, and that's the point of controlling the spawns. And we take it, and we get a few more kills on our way too. So that's just something to keep in mind. Spawns will differ where your team is located, and that will cause them to spawn in different spots. But usually, if you play it long enough, you know where they will spawn. I'll show a little bit more on that at the fourth base. Take out a few more stragglers, and this is the one I was going to show you where I like to go defend B. A, they're all kind of concentrating on A. I say fine, I'll go get B myself. So I run over here and get B, and this little small house is where you're going to want to go. A lot of people going for disarm don't check every nook and cranny of every building or house or whatever you want to call these things. So this gives you a good line of sight for B, and they usually don't check in this corner. Some good players will, and that's fine, but you can usually take them out if you know they're coming. A good thing to do would have a recon, throw a motion mine on this house so you know every time somebody's coming, you know where they're at. You'll be ready for them, no problem. And that's that. That's just a little place I like to defend. I wanted to show for B too. So now let's head up to the third base. Third base is kind of a tough base, but with so many buildings, it's not too hard. So we're going to use our buildings as cover. You can flank any way you want. Getting in attics are very useful at this base, and I'll show you what I want to do. Now I'm not going to do too much arming in this video. I'm just trying to show you good spots to work with your team, and that's what this game's about teamwork. And I think I tell Taco to go arm this one, and I'll stay here because he knew I was trying to record for a vid. Usually I'll go arm it, he'll go arm it, whoever. As long as the thing we like to do when we go arm stuff is to say, hey, get set up, I'm getting ready to arm A or B, and that's what you should do. And I'm just trying to show some good places to defend these bases. So Taco's going to go arm A here. I took out the guy on the heavy machine gun. And this, as you can tell, right now where I'm at right now, it gives you a line of sight for B and A. So this could work for either base, really. But I do go to a different base for B. And Taco, I just hang out there and we get it destroyed. Trying to skip parts of this vid so it's not too long. Here's a great place I like to go for B. This building, there's another 3-story in front of B, which you can use, but you can't see the spawns. This gives you a line of sight for B, plus you can control the spawns, or at least look out for where the spawn point is back here, and it's usually back here with a tank, depending on where our team is located again. So I'll take a peek to the back by the tank spawn just to make sure, after I'm keeping an eye on B, just to see some people coming up so we can take them out before they can try to disarm or take out any of our guys. As you can see, that's a good place. Don't stay out there too long, you will probably be spotted. So I kind of just go back and forth, just keeping an eye on the spawn point on the tank or whatever. And eventually, I think we do get B. A lot of defenders sit up there where I just aim down with my Carl Gustav, but I think nobody's there. But we always take that out too as well before you get up there. Little helpful hint, which I'm sure most of you know, and this fat medic thinks he's going somewhere, but he's not. And we take him out. And we are off to the fourth base. Fourth base has great flanking routes. You can go far left for B if you want to get B first, or right for A. You can set up a spawn control back here. And usually I like to go left, but lately I've been going right, and I've kind of always went back and forth on this. It just depends on where the defenders are set up, and that's going to pretty much make up your mind where you're going at every base. If you see a bunch on the right, obviously you want to go left. But here, a lot of people know about it, a lot of people don't. You go up here on this right hill, another great place for a line of sight for A. All your focus should be on A at the fourth base, and that's how I do it anyway. So B, of course, is destructible. Now you can either hang out here on the hill. You will have to watch your spawn points because they will be to your right. They will spawn to the right. But here it gives you a line of sight. You can either go down like I did. If you want to hang up there, look at that. No problem. Good place there. Nobody really pays attention to running up to A. You can take them out that way. Today I decided to come down here and defend it from down here, which you can, but you can't really keep an eye on the people behind you, so you might want to think about that without a motion mine. So try to get a helpful recon with you, and you can take down A no problem. Later on, I think after this, I show you another little tricky way to get A, which some people know about, some people don't. Again, we take A, no problem. There's A. And now arming it, if you want to set up here you can, but most people always are aware of this little spot. So I get out of there pretty quick. And A is an arm, so I'm going to go arm A. And this is something you can do. If they're all set up back there by B, or just hanging back and shooting people trying to go to A, this is a way you can do it. Behind the wall, you don't have to be right next to the MCOM. You can do it from the wall there. And then I try to get back up here to the right side to defend it up here. But I have some people I don't want to let me. But I take them out and try to get back up there. And we end up taking A. He gets hip fired. And we just do our thing from here. Now let's talk about B. B, of course, is destructible, but you can go up the far left, a lot farther left than this, and just hang out at the top of the hill. The CAV here is not really helping things, but stay at the highest point, and you'll see all the enemies spawning over here to your left. If you don't go too far left, they will. And just like that. And they're all going to spawn over there. Keep an eye on that. That can stop people from getting to B, well, or even A. It's just a spawn control. When you learn spawns, this game becomes a lot easier. Here, this is a different game. I'm going to a few different games here and there just to show you what I wanted to show you about controlling spawns, and that's the game. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope it helped out. Hopefully gave you some good tips. If you would, please rate, and I'll know that maybe you want some more. And thanks for watching.
You can follow Cards on Twitter for game updates and preview videos. Twitter.com/cards7. Also cake recipes and grooming tips. Cake.